Welcome back for part 2 of What If Anakin and Ahsoka Fell in Love. Thank you for your support on part 1 of this video. If you haven't seen part 1, I highly recommend you watch that first before watching this video. Link will be in the description below. Palpatine immediately raised his other hand and sent a wave of Force lightning at Ahsoka, hoping to eliminate the weaker Force user first. Much to Palpatine's surprise, however, Ahsoka used her newfound Force powers to block the lightning with her Shoto blade, and used her primary blade to block Maul. Anakin, sensing a temporary weakness in an overly aggressive Maul, made a sharp kick to Maul's stomach, sending him backwards. Sidious had had enough of the Togruta, and ignited his second blade, attacking Ahsoka at blistering speed. Anakin knew Ahsoka could not defend for much longer, and turning his attention away from Maul, started to block Sidious's attacks, as Ahsoka switched on to Maul. Sidious was impressed by Anakin's lightsaber abilities. It was a shame that he could not be his apprentice. Before Palpatine could attempt a killing strike into Anakin's stomach, the door swung open, revealing another hooded figure. Removing his hood, it revealed Count Dooku. Sidious cackled as he saw a flicker of annoyance from Anakin and Ahsoka. It had been he who had broken out Dooku from prison, and the Jedi must pay for giving mercy to their fallen member. Anakin and Ahsoka were beginning to tire, and they knew they needed more help. With a silent acknowledgement to each other, the duo used their lightsabers to shatter the office window, and descend to the depths of Coruscant, landing smoothly on a ship, as the echoes of Palpatine's screams of annoyance rang across the city. As Palpatine's face creased with his fury, Dooku and Maul were glaring at each other with intense hatred. Dooku felt betrayed as if he had been replaced, whereas Maul felt betrayed by Sidious, and felt as if Dooku was his competition. Both conflicted about what to do. The duo lunged at Sidious, whom had been expecting the attack. Sidious cackled as he easily fended off Dooku and Maul. He had thought Dooku was wise, but clearly he was mistaken. Given Maul and Dooku's hatred for each other, they failed to function as a duo, and Sidious separated them easily. He first lured Maul into a confined space, which meant that Maul couldn't take advantage of his acrobatics, and Sidious disarmed him before releasing Force lightning into the body of the Zabrak. Dooku quickly evaluated the situation. Sending his own jolt of Force lightning at Maul, he plunged his red lightsaber through the chest of the unarmed Zabrak. As Sidious commended Dooku, he could sense Dooku was shielding his emotions, to which Dooku told him that he had to make it look convincing to prevent Maul from escaping. Although Sidious could sense that this was the truth, Sidious couldn't help but notice something was amiss. Meanwhile, Anakin and Ahsoka feel a slight disturbance in the Force with the demise of Maul. They know they have little time left for the galaxy to not fall into the hands of Sidious. Although they thought they would never return to the Jedi Temple, the Force guides them to the Jedi Council chambers, where they are discussing the disappearance of Dooku. The Jedi Council is surprised to see Anakin and Ahsoka standing in front of them once again. They looked older and wiser. They could feel their additional power in waves. The duo reveal all they had learned from their time away from the Jedi Order, in the hopes the Jedi would help them in their effort. Although they didn't want to do it, there are no other alternatives. Dispatching Quinlan Vos, as well as other criminal investigators to track down the location of the Sith Lords, Anakin and Ahsoka meet up with Padme to discuss any political developments and present a case to be used against Palpatine. They know their case would have to be watertight were they to crush the corruption in the Senate. Meanwhile, Sidious and Dooku have ventured off to Kamino, discussing plans to advance the intelligence of the clones. As they are guided around the facility, Sidious senses something is amiss. Going to the nearest scientist, Sidious snatches the datapad from his hand and scrolls through the details of the latest clone. Their loyalty was not to the Chancellor, but to a mysterious visitor. Sidious let out a primal scream. That is it for part 2 of What If Anakin and Ahsoka Fell in Love. If you would like to see a part 3, please like this video and subscribe for more what ifs. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd like to see next. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.